A few days ago, I posted a video about the 5 places in the Philippines with no travel requirements via Cebu Pacific Air. And I mentioned that one of those places is Pagadian City. However, there's a new update coming from Cebu Pacific and Philippine Airlines para po sa Pagadian City travel document requirements. So in this video, we are going to explain and discuss the travel document requirements na bago para po sa Pagadian City coming from airlines na may biyahe para doon. And these airlines are Cebu Pacific Air and Philippine Airlines. So, update po ito para sa mga pasaherong going to Pagadian. Meron po tayong bagong update. Please take note and please watch the whole video to know the details. Hello guys, welcome to Denzi TV. This is a public service channel providing you with important updates and information related to current events and domestic travel requirements. Please subscribe to this channel if you need such information, and don't forget to hit the notification bell and select all so you can receive all the updates as they come and you won't miss anything. Unahin natin ang travel document requirements ng Pagadian City from Cebu Pacific Air. So all Cebu Pacific Air passengers should take note na effective April 15, 2021, all guests flying to Pagadian are required to present the following travel documents upon check-in. Ano po ang mga ito? This is a digital or printed copy of the approved travel coordination permit issued by the SPAS Travel Management System. So you can access this via the spas.ph website. Be sure na kayo ay nag-register na doon para meron na kayong travel coordination permit na marireceive. And eto na, no? Negative RT-PCR swab test result. This is a new requirement for Pagadian City effective April 15, 2021. And dapat yung test result ay valid within 5 days before travel. Pero take note, itong swab test requirement ay galing po lamang sa mga guests coming from areas na ECQ. Okay? So kung merong areas na ECQ pa rin by April 15, then yung mga passengers na galing sa mga areas na yan ay dapat mag-provide ng negative RT-PCR swab test result na valid within 5 days. So please take note of these conditions sa requirement. Only guests coming from areas na ECQ ang mag-provide ng negative RT-PCR swab test result starting April 15, 2021 for Cebu Pacific Air. As usual, no, mayroon pa ring additional requirements para sa mga passengers na considered as APOR or authorized persons outside residence. So aside doon sa nabanggit na mga requirements, ito po ay additional requirements for APOR. And of course, ito yung valid ID issued by your company or the government agency that you belong to, and a travel order. So always po itong requirement. So hindi na po ito bago. Okay? So please provide this if you are an APOR. Punta naman tayo sa Pagadian City travel requirements from Philippine Airlines. Ito po ang kanilang requirement. So iba po ito sa nasa Cebu Pacific Air. So magkaiba po ang nakapost na requirements for Philippine Airlines. So it's up to you na kung saang airline ka gusto sumakay and which instructions you would most likely like to follow. Okay? So first, all non-APORs or LSIs are required to be swabbed for RT-PCR test upon entry into the city regardless of the quarantine status of their place of origin. So dito pala magkaiba na. Sa isa Cebu pa kasi, ang nakasaad doon, yung mga galing sa ECQ na areas lang ang mag-provide ng RT-PCR test. Pero dito, regardless kung kahit saan ka pa galing, may ECQ man or MGCQ yung area mo na pinanggalingan mo, ay isa-swab ka pa rin if you are a non-APOR or LSI or locally stranded individual coming in Pagadian City. Okay. Tapos, you are no longer required to undergo a 14-day quarantine. So, hindi na po requirement ang 14-day quarantine doon sa mga magpapatest upon entry or upon arrival. Take note ha, walang quarantine para sa mga LSIs and nanapors na papasok at mag-undergo ng swab test. And aside from that, yung presyo or yung fee para sa swab test ay babayaran ng gobyerno if you give your number an exact complete address for monitoring and contact tracing purposes. So LSIs and nanapors, pwedeng wala kayong dadalhing swab test upon check-in. Basta pagdating nyo sa airport ay papayag kayo na isuswab kayo. Kasi requirement din naman, wala ka namang choice. You will be required talaga to be swabbed, no? And ang magandang balita dito is wala na kayong 14-day quarantine at hindi kayo magbabayad kasi budget ng gobyerno ang gagamitin para sa iyong swab test. So continuation to. So tama nga, no, the swabbing will be held at the Pagadian City Airport for travelers who enter the city by plane and at the City Isolation Center in Barangay Santa Maria, Pagadian City for those who enter the city by land. Okay, so lahat ng mga bababa from Philippine Airlines na LSI na napur will be swabbed in the or at the Pagadian City Airport. Okay, yun po ang ating naintindihan sa instructions ng Philippine Airlines. Ang mga apor naman, okay, all apors who enter the city regularly, like those who work in regional offices at the regional center, travelers who deliver essential cargoes, members of the police force and military force, and government workers shall not be required to take the RT-PCR test. Para ito sa mga apors who enter the city regularly. Pero kung ikaw ay apor na hindi regularly pupunta sa Pagadian City, baka first time mo pumunta sa Pagadian City, baka, okay, most likely, you have to take also the RT-PCR test. Kasi hindi naman na-mention eh. Yung regularly lang i-mention. So, let's assume na yung hindi regular ay hindi kasali sa instruction na ito. Travelers who arrive bringing along negative RT-PCR test done from their places of origin shall only be accepted when the test is 5 days or less. Okay, so 5 days validity. Pwede ka pa rin magdala ng iyong negative RT-PCR test result which you took from your place of origin as long as valid siya within 5 days. Okay, upon arrival. Okay, so yan po ang bagong patakaran, no? Sa Pagadian City kung sasakay ka ng Philippine Airlines. Sa Philippine Airlines pa rin tayo, pero ito naman ay mga taong perhaps bababa lang sa Pagadian City Airport, pero ang final destination ay within the province of Zamboanga del Sur. Okay, so uuwi ng probinsya. Ano po ang requirements? So effective April 15, 2021, all travelers shall be required to register with the S-Pass. Okay, S-Pass po tayo. Next, yun nga, no? So sa S-Pass, you upload the documents to get the TCP or Travel Coordination Permit or TPP, Travel Pass-Through Permit. Depende kung ano yung gagamitin mo. These will be presented at the border checkpoints before entering the province. So pagpasok sa probinsya, kailangan meron ka ng TCP or TPP, okay, na mga documents. Other requirements for the province of Zamboanga del Sur via Philippine Airlines pa rin tayo ay ito, all non-apors coming from LGUs placed in MECQ and ECQ. Take note, non-apors. So, malamang LSI, okay, or ROF, kasi non-apor. You have to provide a negative RT-PCR test result issued not more than 5 days. So, 5 days validity pa rin ang dapat i-issue na negative RT-PCR test result para sa mga hindi apor. For apors, Okay? Aside sa SPAS, okay, you have to also provide your ID, travel order, travel itinerary, and you must pass the symptom screening dun sa checkpoint para makapasok sa Zamboanga del Sur. Let's continue. So sa mga non-APORs or APORs from MGCQ and GCQ areas, hindi na kayo required to present a negative RT-PCR test result to enter the province. So only MGCQ and GCQ areas ang exempted sa swab test result requirement. Travelers are no longer required to undergo quarantine except when a traveler fails the symptoms screening. Okay? So yan po ang condition. So ika-quarantine ka if you do not pass the symptoms screening nila. Okay? Or tested positive in rapid antigen test. Okay, so malamang they also conduct this upon entering the province, a rapid antigen test. No, part ito ng kanilang symptom screening protocols. And the LGUs shall have the discretion whether to subject travelers upon arrival to an RT-PCR test or antigen test at the expense of the traveler. So meaning po nito, based on their assessment of you, they can decide na dapat ka mag-undergo ng test. Okay? It's their own discretion based on your symptoms perhaps. They can recommend na dapat mong pa-test ka, pero sarili mong expense yun. Okay? At your own expense. Hindi po ito libre para sa province ng Zamboanga del Sur. So please take note of these requirements, no? Mga bagong requirements natin. So hindi ito gaanong good news, hindi ito good news for travelers, no? Na magta-travel from April 15 pataas because yun nga, from zero requirements to all these requirements now. So medyo, yeah, hindi masaya na news. At yan po ang ating mga updates, no, for Pagadian travel document requirements galing sa Cebu Pacific and Philippine Airlines. As I've said, this is not exactly good news, but we have no choice but to comply with the requirements para po tayo ay makarating sa ating destination. Thank you so much for watching the video. This has been Denzi TV at your service. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you will receive all the updates as they come. Thank you so much po and have a nice day.